police, I'm going to bring a formal complaint. I'm going to do my formal complaint and bring it to the police. Let the police tell me, say, now I want to bring the people. I will bring Joseph Baga when I want to bring the people. We will go through it until the police refuse, until the police say they can't handle the case. They are know that Joseph Baga is involved. Because Joseph Baga control the people. Only Joseph Baga can tell people not to do it. The law must be the
white on the flesh is for purity. The star is for republic. The blue sea is for black people. We know Liberia is our home. The Declaration of Independence was signed in 1847. 11% of people we are known as First Republic. The Lone Star shall be evermore. Of Liberia, it's flying all the time. Show your allegiance, show your loyalty to this nation, Liberia. If my people who are over money will
humble themselves before their Lord,
I will rise and heal the nation. Liberia will
rise again. Oh yes, after the press conference at the CDC headquarters there in Congo Town, we are here with an abbreviated version of the show today. When the show is abbreviated, then it's to the length though. And I know you've been missing the voice because it was unusual to have a press conference in the slot. Welcome to Bits and Pieces on Voice of Liberia 104.1. And I'm the nation's head, J. My name is Jala Grayfield. Let us say you call me Kiang Balak Blue. The people of Lofa County call me Zobo Woman. Zobo Woman is and the son of a warrior from Lofa County and Bon County respectively. So Zobo Woman in the Loma area, in the Vajima area, I'm the son of a warrior. My great-grandfather was called Zobo Woman. And I'm the grandson, the great-grandson. When you go to Bon County around the southern area, they call me Kiang Balak Blue. It means drop it back Kenya. Small boy can't do it, only big man can't do it. Welcome to the show. These are teams that opens and closes it. As Achi Brown has joined us from somewhere around Vocal Mission area. Welcome.
To the flag of Liberia.
Me P, producer.
We're talking lots of things. We're not exhaust all because time is not enough. I wanted to have done it from 2 o'clock to at least 3:30. Then we have 30 minutes to talk. But I will just abbreviate everything.
Showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia.
And you know the survival of any radio stations depend. It depends on the ad that comes to the station or what you do to get money. So if we disappointed you, we are sorry for that.
The red on the flesh is for bravery. The white on the flesh is for purity. The star is for republic. The blue sea is
These are some of the things we found in this afternoon.
The Declaration of Independence was signed in 1847. 11% of people we are.
The Oracle News Daily of Festus Pukui reports that lawmakers who are opposing Speaker Kofa's leadership have spent $2 million on bribery, hotel accommodations, and lobbying in just 2 weeks. That's why the Oracle News Daily is an investigative newspaper. It's online and you have the hard copy on the market. That's what they're reporting. I trust the Oracle just as I trust the investigators owned by my man Dudu former editor of From British Africa. We shall find out what is happening and how did it get to that.
Together, let's keep the peace.
As former President George Manawias describes Thomas Falah as a saboteur for his alleged link to the guys who want to oppose Fanatic Kofa. He wants the party to suspend Thomas Falah and subject him to the Grievance and Ethics Committee. But with Thomas Falah subjecting himself to that, after being fully on the side of the other people, but I will ask the question: is Thomas Falah on a political mission? Is he the political harbinger? Is he on a political conquest? We shall be finding out. Musa Kone, who is the mobilization chairman of the CDC, and says we should give Thomas Falah the chance. But the man called Akaras Moses Gray says the man should be expelled from the party. We CDC suspend the man. And Jefferson Koja addresses a press conference at the CDC headquarters. Oh yes, what a good news for Liberia. Whether you are in opposition or you are in position or non-position, this is the news you should celebrate.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia.
EP producer.
Oh yes, the Unity Party-led government scores bigly on as the Minister of Foreign Affairs says he has secured 250 scholarships for Liberians. 250 Liberian students will study in the USA on a scholarship they've gotten from the US government. $25 million master degree program. A work and study program in the USA. What a good news. That needs celebration by all Liberians. That's why I said in position, opposition, and no position. Everybody needs to celebrate this news. Provided that it is not just given to partisan. We'll look at that.
Showing loyalty to
And the areas are in the sciences, in engineering, in technology, in mathematics, artificial intelligence.
the white on the flag.
And Sarah Bezu Nyanti, who is the Minister of Foreign Affairs, says while the students are in America studying, they will work and then they will get salary and maintain themselves.
Was signed in 1847.
And the program is expected to be launched this week. At the launch of this program this week, it will start the recruitment of the students. So if you are very good science students, start looking for a way to go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And I know they will advertise this one on their Facebook page and their website. What a good news, Madam Sarah Nyanti, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Dean of the Cabinet. Former President George Weah congratulates Donald Trump on his victory. The man this morning before I left my home, he had 266 and it just takes 170 to get the presidency. While Kamala Harris was dragging behind him with a pitiful 219. Donald Trump becomes America's next president. What happens to those who said George will get one? Since Donald Trump was just a one-term president in America, they said George will be the same one-term president, and yet it came to pass. So can we say now that George will come back? We're going to come back in 2029. What are your predictions? As Asata M. Miller joins us from Red Hill area, watching live from Red Hill Light. He said, I don't know. You put a live from Red Hill Light Good. Oh no. You change that, Asata. Make your communication clear. On the flip side, 4 to 5 o'clock, the drama on Capitol Hill still continues. We'll get one of the lawmakers on the side of the Kufanadi Kufa block. And yesterday I said to the guys on the other side that we are not biased. We call you, you didn't come. We give you text messages, you didn't come. And so when the guys who are willing to come from the other side of the divide come, do not criticize Voice of Liberia for not giving invitation. I announced my numbers yesterday. For the family, my young brother from Fuama, he has my number. Representative Samuel Koga, a long-time big brother from Puebla and Morris's farm, where my father has a property. He has my number. We have communicated. So when you're ready, you call me. I will take your time, and I'll take a time to talk to you, and we'll find a time for you.
And justice for all.
BP producer.
Oh yes, another good news for Liberia. The World Bank approves $20 million for the Liberia Disaster Management Program for its preparedness for disaster in the country. And Answer Dollar is the head of that institution. And I'm told it is intended for disaster preparedness. There have been some natural disasters in this country. And I was privileged in 2021, I was part of a disaster management program way in Asia. I was heading the Liberian delegation to Jakarta, Indonesia. And I flew from Jakarta to Bali Island, the island of the gods. And I presented Liberia's paper alongside my auntie. She was the Minister of Gender and another person for the Ministry of the Disaster Management. I was privileged to be amongst those people, and I presented a paper there as a Liberian government official. Disaster management and all of those. We'll try to talk to Answer Dollar if time permits. We know what they intend to do with this money. But at 4 to 5 o'clock, Representative Eugene Colley of Bon County comes as guest. We still have a time to talk. Welcome to my guests, right? My guests, not my guests, but the guys who have joined us. Solomon Hogarth. Solomon Howard said, I'm following from Benin Farm. William K. Somawulu, my brother from UK, not from UK, from the USA. He's watching from Staten Island. I encouraged him yesterday to vote for Donald Trump. Whether he did yesterday or not, I don't know. But Jacob Clark Tukpa Jr. Senior has joined us from Liberia, while Lina Street watching from Minnesota, USA. Lina Street, how you doing, Lina Street? Welcome to the show. Augustine Melo Jr. has joined us from Grand Junction County. William S. Hine has joined us for New Georgia North Road. This is William S. Hine, and I'm watching from the JMB and JK area. Yes, welcome. Elijah Koti has joined me from somewhere in Banga City, while Papi Keita is joining me from the Dupero. Please have mercy on us, he said. J. Jefferson M. Cole is joining me watching from Pinsville, while Joseph Y. Colley Sargent is watching me from somewhere, he says. Peter Toti watching from Maryland County, Harper City. Welcome to you all, guys. Keep your text coming in. Send your messages. But don't forget to play the cash giveaway. The announcer was here earlier. He announced the number to play. I think they will give it to me again. I will announce it. The more you play, the more you win. You have more chances to win. Welcome back to the show. I will do it very briefly on each topic because I want all the topics to be accommodated in the show. But you can call me later. You can text me. If you don't have the time to you don't have internet facility where you are, text me on 0770-560-560 or text me on 086-680-373. I'll read those text messages for you because you are an integral part of our broadcast. Let me welcome Jack Yakbawulo Moluba, following us from Banga City. Mohammed A. Jabate, watching from Freetown, Sierra Leone. Welcome, Mohammed. Harrison Wai, watching from my home, Kentucky, Louisville, USA. Is Harrison Wai. And Stanley Jackson, I'm following you from Continental University in Swakoko. Nangu Maniju. William S. Hine is writing a long, I can't read all the comments. You write short, I will read it. And be just precise, I'll read it. I can't read all those. So don't waste the time to read all this long time when I read it. So let me welcome you to this. And something has caught my attention. And the substantive thing we'll be discussing is about what is happening at the capital in SYZ. But this is what happened. I said to you earlier. You know, I have been doing some researches around. First of all, former President George Mane Begugbe Sekoze Fogekron Jirate Tanon Tapewia posted today congratulating the U.S. former President Donald Trump, who lost to Kamala Harris and that of Joe Biden 4 years ago, saying thank you for your win. And I joined world leaders around to say thank you. He wrote a long, not very long piece, but short piece, but very, intriguing. So I've been seeing that on Facebook. And when he posted that, people have been posting a version of Mr. Weir's, his thoughts about the U.S. election, and that he's not qualified to be posting this kind of thing. He's not president of Liberia SYZ. So my question to them was that I didn't post anything. I just said to myself, is don't you know George Weah is a war-acclaimed leader? That he posts on his Facebook page, he did not use the Liberian government executive mansion page to post it. Before then, he used to post it on the executive mansion page. He said, former President George Weah, and it says George Weah say this one, that one. But he's former president, so he can write on a page of the government. So he writes that on his own page. And yet he's been criticized by Liberians why he wrote that on his page. Is there anything wrong with that? He said, I joined war leaders. And the man Donald Trump, while not in politics, was a businessman in America, he had heard the name of George Weah, and then he heard the name of George Weah more elaborately because George Weah someplace on the U.S. government, not U.S., but a U.S. team, football team. So the name George Weah has been heard ever since in America and around the world. He became president, from the football field to president. So what is wrong with when he writes on his page and say, I am congratulating Donald Trump on his election? Does that bring any bad feelings to anybody? And those who are saying that is up to you. But I know the former president is still a war leader. See what happened the other day in Paris. The Ballon d'Or. He was announced amongst world footballers. But amongst all these footballers you saw that day, Weah was a former president and a former Ballon d'Or winner. So they gave him a chance to present a trophy to the winner of that thing. It tells you that Weah is a war-acclaimed leader. You cannot take that from him. So he says he's wrong. Those of you say it's wrong to have done what he did. Then you go, let the Minister of Foreign Affairs, let my uncle Joseph Nyuman Bwaka read a letter. He reads a letter and give it to the foreign minister. Let her carry it to America and give it to Donald Trump. Say, the president of Liberia, Joseph Nyuman Bwaka, he get Facebook page. He said, I'm going to bring the letter to you. He said, thank you and congratulations. That's how he can do. The former president did not write on the executive mansion web page. No, he didn't do it. He went on his page. I know the people from the United Party forced my uncle during the campaign time to open Facebook page. When the man opened the Facebook page for the old man on Facebook, he laughing, they take a picture of the polling Facebook. Oh, Bwaka open Facebook page. They were just in 2023. Just around July. But we have been on Facebook for all the years on social media. So if you didn't like it, because we are saying go and write your own and give it to the Minister of Foreign Affairs to carry away to America and tell the American president, say, oh man, Bwaka said, I'm going to say thank you. Having said that, let me welcome a few of the guys and I come to this information from the Minister of Foreign Affairs, which I read earlier. Let me welcome Franklin Destiny Rock. Good afternoon, my chief. I'm watching from Maggie County. G. Obeto Wei. I'm watching from Nima County. Ansu Koma. I'm following from Economic Free Zone Fighters of Liberia. Bikole Bayamaso Umbelsin. I'm watching from a community, Maryland Center, Groundsville resident. Peter Toti, you are my best journalist and have been admiring you from OKFM radio station and later on EFBC radio station chief. Peter, thank you so much, my friend and brother. What is a female or a male? That name is Peter, so I don't know. Andrew M. Colley. My name is Andrew M. Colley, watching from Banga City, Bon County. Stephen Wilson is watching me from somewhere. And Mohammed A. Jabate, big man. Frank Mayo, watching you from my office on the Capitol Bypass. Mohammed A. Jabate is joining me, while William W. Wulu has joined me. So let me say this. I'll go to the hardcore issues. So last night, when I listened to the various radio stations last night, including ERBC, I listened to this news coming from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that the government of Liberia has secured scholarships for 250 Liberian students to go and study in America on a study and work program. I was so elated. My heart leaped with joy. Even though it is not the first time that any Liberian government has secured such a scholarship, and I know from the time we had an interim government of Judy Bryant, there were corruption at the Ministry of Education for scholarship that came to the country. People were there, they were managing it all kind of way. You go to director of scholarship, at the time you go there, you had to pay money, and suddenly they would drill you up and down, you don't get a scholarship, but you still pay money. Came to Ellen Johnson Sully, she did well. And most of our friends like Patrick Mbayo, the Steve Marvey, and others, they were in government. They went and left their government jobs. They went to the States, studied, they got master, they came back. Some of them were promoted. Honor George Weah, it happened again. Students that were in Morocco, some in China, some in America as well. So every government has come, has provided that opportunity for Liberians. And so I must give that credence, I must give that accolade to President Newman Boakai and his Minister of Foreign Affairs to have secured this huge amount of money for scholarship for Liberians. What that does is that those people who are in Liberia, because there are many people who campaign for Joseph Boakai, the DSYZ, but at the end of the day, the government job is limited. So the only thing the government can do now is to make the government job less attractive and provide scholarship for people to go and study abroad. That when you come back tomorrow, you have the technical know-how, you'll come back and work for the government of Liberia. While you're there, you're working, they pay you in America. When you come back, you give service to the country. That is a good initiative. And so what that does, it makes people who want to go to government, their taste of government job gets, it gets so dim. It better go to America and get a master's degree and get used to Western civilization. And afterward, I come back to the country and work for my country, and then it will be better for me. Because when you go to America, you and study and come back to Liberia and work for the government of Liberia, after your work, you can apply for visa and go back to America. Who knows? But let me say thank you to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Madam Sarah Besru Nyanti, a lady who saved me from the hands of ATU men at a JFK. The guys grabbed me one day at JFK. I was at Talking Drum Studio as a reporter. It was in 2003. She was the head of the National AIDS Commission, National AIDS Program on JFK compound. When Dr. Mohammed Shari was there, the guys grabbed and said, "I'm going to interview wounded soldiers." And in the place of the boss, they tortured me. They did everything to my phone. Now, after no phone, they said they took my gadgets, everything, and they said they would put me in a car and carry me to Lofa County to go fight because I have gone to interview child soldiers. It was Sarah Beslu Nyanti and Dr. Mohammed Shari who saved my life, because I communicated with one of the soldiers who knew me. He had gone and informed Mohammed Shari, and Mohammed Shari informed Sarah Beslu Nyanti. They too came and prevailed on the ATU commander on the JFK compound. That's how I was released. And she placed me in her car that day, and it drove me out of the compound. But the guy said, if I stay on that compound, even though I've been free, he will kill me. But Sarah Besley Nyanti was very instrumental. She was one of those who helped me to leave that place that day. So I'm so grateful. Life in me today, Mohammed Sharif and Sarah Besley Nyanti, I gave that to you people. So I say thank you for sourcing this scholarship. So you'll be studying the area of science, engineering, technology, and mathematics, and artificial intelligence. And the minister said at the launch of this program this week, it will signal the commencement of the recruitment of 250 students from Liberia. She said it's also not about just going to study, but it is about economic empowerment. Because once you go, you study, you are independent, you come back, a government doesn't have a job for you, you can create a job for yourself. Isn't that a good initiative? Any good government can do this and initiate it. I will have talked about this in length, but there's no much time. We must say thank you to the Minister of Foreign Affairs for this initiative. Our eyes are open, and we encourage young intellectuals who have graduated from universities to go and take advantage of this. And my caution and my caution to the minister and others is that, least to forget, this should not just be restricted to Unity partisans. Because I know when the Unity Party won this election, my brother Amara Kone, who I respect so kindly, I was one of the journalists in this country that benefited from Amara Kone when he was Minister of Finance. Every time I knock at the door of Mr. Kone, he was sent to our, let's say, go see Jala. He lives on the 12th Street there. He has some problem, go and see him. And Amara Kone was reaching to me as long as he was a Minister of Finance. So I benefited from him, his benevolence. But one thing I disagree with him when he became senator, and the man who was in the data room of the Unity Party, he came saying they are secure scholarship for Unity Party people. And I differ with Amara Kone. I went on Facebook, I differ with him, I criticize him openly. Because the country is not for Unity Party people alone, Mr. Kone. Not because you did well for me in the past, so I should have my feelings when you say the wrong thing. I said to the Liberian people that Amara Kone is dividing the country. That was a divisive comment to say you have gotten 25 scholarships for just Unity Party people to go and study abroad. That was divisive. You are just level open and said this is for Liberian students. That was not a good thing he said. So my caution to you, Minister, is that this should not be seen as a Unity Party scholarship. It should be a broad-based scholarship for all Liberians. And we are watching. Whether the scholarship goes to the Ministry of Education on that program, or it goes to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs exclusively, that is will be handpicked by them. But our eyes are open, we're looking at it. This country should not be a CDC and Unity Party country. Thank you, Madam Minister. Let me move forward. I will come to this. So, former President George Weah, he made what he said. He said, I congratulate the President of America, now the President-elect Donald Trump. And I said people criticizing him for his comments that he not President of Liberia. Why must he congratulate Donald Trump? And I said, if that makes you angry, just tell my uncle Joseph Nyman Boakai to read his letter, because since the man became president, maybe he feels that the man will not be president. But for the vote counter right now, this morning before I left my home, I was watching the CNN news. Donald Trump had 266, but he only needs 170 votes to get the presidency. There, Kamala Harris had 219. So by now they accounted three twin states. So the man has won 3 amongst the 5. So there's no way that this man can be defeated by Kamala Harris. So any world leaders, like the guy from France was congratulating him, the Israeli Prime Minister congratulating him, the Secretary General of NATO congratulating him. So there are world leaders congratulating him. I didn't see similar thing from our country president. Maybe it will take some time before Uncle Boga do it, before he does it. I don't know. But if George Weah does it, nobody should say he's wrong. No, that a man feels the page he's using. He's not using Liberian government portfolio to say congratulations to Donald Trump. No. But let me come to this. George Weah has described Thomas Fowler as a saboteur. A saboteur is a man who sabotages an operation, whether it's an event that is staged by a group of people or a political rally that someone comes and disturb and disrupt. He becomes a saboteur. But is someone's father really a saboteur? Last night, I listened to my friends, or yesterday while driving home, I listened to my young friend KOK. He was on the radio and said, Akara's Grace said, you know, that you are Spirit Thomas Fala, and I'm Kone, what are the names? Musa Kone, the vice chair for mobilization of the CDC, said no. And so there are mixed feelings in the CDC as to whether they should Spirit Thomas Fala or they should suspend him whatsoever. But Joshua was very clear in his conversation last night with my brother Abraham Godson, my young brother. He said, even though he has erred, he doesn't know what he's doing, and he needs to come back. But aside from that, we need to talk to the Grievance and Ethics Committee in the CDC to call Mr. Fala to appear before it, and thereafter we can expel him for the party. And so I agree with President Weah, former President Weah. It is good to give a due process to people where due process is needed. Even majority of black lawmakers on Capitol Hill are now willing to give due process to Kofa after the Supreme Court ruled and said it should have someone before his gavel. They are not giving due process. So the CDC as a party must give Thomas Fala a due process so that he will know what his intent is, or what his intents are, or why did he go the way he went, or will he come back. These are the due processes that Mr. Weah is talking about. It will be hasty to suspend or expel Thomas Fala without hearing from him. And I've said this before, Fala is one of the best pieces we have had in the CDC as a party. You have had in the party. CDC as a party. You CDC you have had. From 2005, from the playing field to where he is today, he has made himself like made people. Any attempt to suspend Fala will bring something else to CDC. So let's give the due process. If he fails to come to the due process, which he have failed to give for the Kufa, it means that the CDC can take a stand on him as somebody who is a party deviant. Can we say that? Yes, I will say that, because it is something that we all can think about. Akara's Grace said you should expel Fala. But Akara's Grace knows that Fala has been an embodiment of the CDC who has made some contribution to the CDC. He made a lot of young CDC. So expelling at this time because of legislative politics without due process, it will be a wrong thing. So Joshua, of his wisdom, he said, no, let's accord him the due process. The Grievance and Ethics Committee will come and investigate him. They will find him guilty, and we can do it. Can we wait for that time? Yes. Well, was Musa right to say, let's give him a chance? I think so. So the fight continues. When the Supreme Court comes over the ruling, then we'll know exactly what will be the next step by the lower house, and if the Senate can concur with them that after 5 days, you too can shut down as senators, because the lower house doesn't have forum to do business. If it shuts down now, if the Senate shuts down now, it becomes a serious constitutional problem, or you're in the bigger mess. Already the budget is not passed. The budget has not been submitted. It shall be submitted on the 31st of November. And they say they will submit it all of this month. And if it comes to the speaker and the police don't have the quorum to do business and get stuck in the legislature or the lower house, the only thing that we can do is to talk to a unity party people to return to section. But again, that's what I would say. I listened to Edwin Melvin Snow, a legislative scholar who started from the lower house in 2005, went to the Senate at the in Bombing County. He said something on the radio feed for U.S. Chairman. He said, "Do you know that Kufa's wife is Baka's niece, and she is the Yekasin's daughter, and Yekasin is a family member to Joseph Wakai. I was shocked to hear that. So it tells me that this fight with Nade Kofa is ongoing, but it will not resort to its removal. Because blood is thicker than water. I cannot be the president of Liberia. My niece is married to maybe Segu Sharif, and he is the spokesman of the Liberian Senate. Then people who are followers want to fight him to take it off and take out of balance. And the followers who are doing this are my followers who are loyal to me. Jawa Emmanuel Whitfield will not allow the guys to pick Sekou off because Sekou is my in-law. That is how the permission comes in. Because if Bola gives in to these lawmakers who want to take Kofa, then it becomes a public problem. So it's not very right. I listen to him religiously. So with Bola sacrifice for Nati to politics and downplay the interests of his family, I don't think this is a long haul that we are in right now. And if we are not careful, it will lead to serious constitutional problem, and the forward march of our country will derail. We don't have something much doing in this country. It will just be a fight on Capitol Hill. I was there yesterday. I saw happen. A virtually empty Capitol building. Nothing was happening there. I will come back and continue the conversation. But let me just something which I want to go and just do one or two things quickly. I will put up music. I will come back and discuss the rest of it. Let me just welcome the guys who join us. And so, winning, following from Kerry and Madonna's office of the National Federation of Motorcycles and Transport Association of Liberia, Gabriel Win. John Enson Kale, watching from Charlesville, Lower Magibika. Nathan Walla Colley. Good afternoon, Big Brother Jala face reality as it is. Not as it was, or as you was it to be weird. What do you mean? You can say you is your was. You can say where. I'm with teaching that it was on Facebook or we can say you is what was. You is where, and I can't people making the same mistake. You was is you where. You is where. Singular verb. What is it? So you want to say that. You don't say you is what was. Okay. So let's go. So Winnie Thompson says I'm Winnie Thompson, incoming chairman of the community. From the community, bro of the borough of New Woman Thompson, and I hope you invite me into that election. How can I eat fish because my man said fish are many times. Ruby Connor said, good afternoon, Java. I'm following you guys to Huntersville. LSM, you distracted this place. LSM Sati. I'm watching you from River G County, Temple, Nani District, Kotoken, on Emmanuel Balagon. Good afternoon, Jala. Stephen Williams. Good afternoon, boss. I'm following you from Nancy Monrovia, near the President House. The matter is Georgia is our political leader. As far for me, I will always remain a supportive member of Georgia. Matthias, good afternoon. I'm following the conversation from Bannersville to our town community. Peter, okay. So Peter is here. Let me see. Let me just come and get it. Peter Water. Cabinet J. Trump has won with 277 to Harris's 224. Batting, just give me as much message that thing. Batting this president, okay, beside this, President Weah is a man of wisdom in his smart, and there's no dear in this matter, and always you. That Pete Water said that. He said Trump has won with 277, and Harris has 224. Yes, because I was in this meeting by 10 o'clock. I didn't know what was going on, so I didn't follow the rest of it. But I will take a meeting for just a few minutes for some what reasons. Let me get to this one. It has a stay on Capitol Hill. So in my TC comments, let me welcome Mr. Charles B. Blake. Good afternoon. I'm watching you from Abel, Upper Maryland, following this conversation. Thanks for joining us. So one of the newspapers in Liberia was reporting today, and I will get just something funny, which is an Oracle News Daily, owned and operated by Professor Tukui, a respected young journalist who was the editor-in-chief of the New Democratic newspaper. They reported this that amidst all the hula follows going on Capitol Hill, the majority of is wishing to remove the speaker has spent $2 million US in bribery, in soliciting signatures, and doing all of those in hotel accommodation. Imagine people who are elected to represent their people on Capitol Hill and want to remove us. They are involved in all of them. That is why the people should put that they have spent $2 million US getting hotel on food accommodation and then bribery and signature. That is why the people should put it. So it beats my imagination. I cannot stomach that people who are out that we elected them and they are our employees will get involved in these things. I'll take a time at 2 minutes to talk to Mr. Professor P, who is the progenitor and the managing editor of that newspaper. I read the abstract from the paper. I was like, wow, this is happening in Liberia. That our guys are involved with bribery, with S just to remove a speaker. What is it all about the speakers? So what I said to you, Edo Snow, and what Mr. Snow said, and I buy into it as an extent. Because imagine the speaker is on an international mission with the president. He is before the Pope in the Vatican, the holiest man in the world. He bows down to the Pope. The Pope blesses him. He goes on the pew, I'm on the pew, and bow down and pray to God. And the college was facing a coup against him. Apparently, God could not allow that. He confused them, and they couldn't reside. But in all, I can say, I respect person. We had conversation on this matter of Thomas Fala, that due process we give Thomas Fala. If this party can get due process of Thomas Fala and the guys on the other side should see reason to get due process to the speaker. They've asked you to assemble before his guy and said no. How do you give this speaker a due process? So I respect President. We ask position that Thomas Fala should appear before the President Ethics Committee. If he's found guilty, he'll be expelled from the party. He doesn't see Thomas Fala coming back. So he feels that one of the most difficult things to do is for someone to stab you in the back. He said, from Plainfield to honorability. I was in Pins with Thomas Fala and I were in Pins. And I said the night he declared to me when we were ate air together, fried egg, right in real life. I told Johnson there. And then we ate fried egg that night. We threw more possible solar inside of the air plenty. He's my friend, come a long way. And I said to people, I'm not vilifying him, we're vilifying. But I said, for a house of room to come back. And because there's room to him to come back, I will not vilify him. And I trust person, we are coming, former person, we are coming, that he has a room for amendment. Let's not forget that this is a long haul. The longest it stays, the longest we lose on so many developments. None of the budget will be submitted on the 31st of November. What happened? They withdrew. They didn't even bring it. They said they will bring on the 8th. What happens if anything goes wrong? Who affects the entire government? Because you can't have money to pay people their salary. And if you don't pay for 2 3 months to jump in the street and start protesting, that becomes a gross human rights violation of the people. I can't wait for you to pay me as a government. Today is a fifth. The fifth of this says there's no salary for anybody. People are complaining that there's no salary. So why all of these all? And they say, oh, can I intervene? Intervene will be interfering into the legislature problem. But from knowing from what Edison said, I think these are policy makers when they talk. Sometimes you find reasoning in their thoughts. He said, the woman of married, right? She is a piece of Joseph Jimon Porter. And I said it to you that blood is thicker than water. The speaker has accompanied the president to America and to Italy. He's there to complete this. He comes back. There has been no interference with the president up to this day. Like what was done at any time? Ellen recognized the Mandela bloc and was seeking to remove any flow. She instructed all her ministers in government to report to the guys who were called the renegade lawmakers in Virginia and let Eddie go. She moved and went and gave a State of the Nation address in Virginia, which rendered Eddie irrelevant. No say, I don't fight this war again. There's no resign. There have been no history of any president resigning or being removed, any speaker being removed from the speakership for resignation. This is why I said he will not step down. He remains there as the legitimate speaker of the House. And these colleagues that Eugene Colley and others, the Foucaults, the Marvin Coles, and the Smoke Mulbars, are still sitting back to the side. Let me just, when I'll take a few calls and come to Eugene, he's already in the studio. And so, let me say this, in recent times, yesterday, just a few days ago, I've been following war news, where in school, there have been a disaster, hurricane affected the people, 200 people died day over yesterday. In Liberia, it's difficult. In Johnsonville, where I live, people have been displaced and XYZ. But let me say thank you to the World Bank on behalf of this management at this radio station and the government of Liberia for soliciting and speaking to the World Bank to provide some money to fight or provide for people who have been affected by natural disasters. So the Liberia Disaster Management Program, headed by Ansel Dole, has received $20 from the World Bank for disaster preparedness to prepare the country when there's a natural disaster, which is rain or whatsoever, flooding or whatsoever, that they can tap into that and resettle people and provide their daily needs. Already, we don't have money in our coffers, we don't have money for those things. The small money that came before, communities were affected, but the disaster management program is for everybody. My sisters and my brothers in Johnsonville around the blue container area there, around when were affected. The guys went around, they took people's names as well, but those who are affected, who lived in the water, they didn't even go to that side, but they keep in the room where there's no water, and took food on people, and they give them food and ration everything. So this money, once it's provided, is enough, you can reach everybody. And I hope that the government, through the Ministry of Finance, will have this in place somewhere, whether in the national corpus or the extra account, to ensure that everybody who is affected by disaster, whether it's a fire, it's a rain or flooding, whatsoever, they can take care of them. This is very important. Let me say welcome to Mr. Charles B. Blade. Good afternoon, Jala. I'm watching you from Harper, Maryland, following this conversation. Then Smith says, for me, I'm on 10 districts, Grand County, but I'm not in support of corruption behavior. Our district representative is part of the current group, Jeremiah Sukan. It is not going down well with us as a district people. Oh, wow. And he goes to say, Jeremiah Sukan is, you can say all of those. So I can read. But thank you for your conversation. Let me have this phone line activated now, at least for 11, 10 minutes. Let's have some more conversation on all the matters we discuss here. Then we can have colleague come in, the guest who is from Bon County, one of those who is supporting the current speaker. In the F4, in the speaker, the first soldier, he's just first among equal. They are all there. I was talking about, Mr. Corner, I will call you. I can't take you. I wanted to have a conversation about the AERC. There's no time. So call me now on 0770-907-907. Hello, welcome.
Yeah.
Is that King?
Thank you.
I you manage to be the person is not my man.
My man, you are my master of business. Let me
my man, wait 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Let me say good afternoon to my dynamic representative in studio. You know, Jala, I am from of
You from Bonoy?
Yeah.
Is that Medical District? Or I just
Union.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, he's a innovative young man who has come to our district and bringing whole life to our district.
Yeah, go ahead to
I salute you, my lawmaker. You see, Yara, I don't know why people are different. Whenever President we are something on the world stage, it becomes serious issue in the for those who don't have interest.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that we are the official people who are and President and they are saying why you have to do that. And then we have to.
But I was very simple in this conversation. I said, if you think that person, we are there wrong for Donald Trump, let the person like read a letter and give the Prime Minister of Canada Trump. My president said thank you.
The falling of the Charlie is a warning to the wrong one. Because they have said we are without return to the presidency. That would be my thing. And we told them we are.
So how do you see the return of Donald Trump? Is that
the return of Donald Trump? It is not a mistake. All right. Donald Trump.
Does that mean that we have to come back in the line because
of America was on contract I didn't see the comment and why that the other way of the church from people say it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to congratulate you.
Thank you. You may have welcome. How are you?
Thank you, people. Good afternoon.
Hussein. Is that Hussein?
Yes, this is
Hussein Kelly.
Yes.
Hussein.
Yeah, Hussein Kelly.
Okay.
So let me say thank you for the main point. So, like I told my friend, I say I will continue to follow the words of life. Regardless that we have some differences politics with the government, but as long as we are direct now you have made a lot of recommendations and criticizing and workings and oppositions with government. But it is still a good thing and in your professional journalism to come and inform the people about the process. Now look at the issue of the standard that was given to the Liberia Commission of Policy. That is a plot on your part. You were not paid for, right? But you inform the Liberia people and the young people will take the opportunity, to see how best they can apply and apply themselves. That is very these are the national disaster management. That is a form of thing from the World Bank. So that I want to appreciate you for being patriotic. I will continue on the path because God. We criticize the Chinese government. Whenever there are little good, we just talk about it. So I just want to appreciate you and
the The next caller, welcome. 30 seconds. Are you there? Has gone 11 to the next caller on 0700907. This is Voice of Liberia. I'm here till 5 o'clock. The next caller, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon. Sonny, everyone join you.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to my representative, Lord, in your heart. We can to you right now. I want to say, you guys, what the constitution is for people interest. And I know that in terms of bargaining of the base constitution.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. Welcome. Monsignor is from Canada. Welcome, Monsignor. Let me welcome this next one. Welcome. How are you?
Hello, I'm Joe Elliott.
Mr. Elliott, welcome. Contribution is just.
Chala, I listening very keenly. That's great. And that scholarship, that people start exploiting the people training again.
How now?
Yeah, the that scholarship, they put the money before they put down that scholarship.
Our eyes are they are announcing, and I say I congratulate for I bring the scholarship 250 companies to get scholarship to go to America to work and go to school. And I was saying to them, I said, I hope this is for all Nigerians, for all the United Party people, because I'm not calling him when they secured the first scholarship, he said it was for United Party people. And I hope this shouldn't be the case.
That's cool, but we know everything.
My brother will follow the thing, don't worry.
Okay. I heard of it. When I see that we go to my phone, you pay money, then you can't get it, put the person on it.
All right.
I pray to God to be faith.
Thank you so much. I'll take 3-4 calls and I'll quit. Just 1 minute after hour. But Pete Weller said, J, if the government officials, including Minister Modi and the Transport Minister, attend the invitation extended by the so-called majority bloc law masquerading as lawmakers, this it strongly suggests that the United Party UP is orchestrating the ousting of Speaker Kofa. You can take my word for it. I said it yesterday. So, and I said we're waiting to see if they will accept the invitation to go and somewhere before the majority of black lawmakers. If that happens, it means that the president has acquiesced, because I know they have a scoop to the president to get the go ahead to appear. But the fact that the president of this country has recognized Speaker Kofa by sending some instruments to him and saying, Mr. Speaker, this is an instrument that I know, including the budget. It is the president is not at this point. So 2 more calls to go: 0700907 and 0700907. That's the only number available now to call. I will take a break. call it, and then I introduce my brother from Bonka. I will come up with our leaders. I hope this guy will make a great song and bring colleagues and other people. Evelyn Brown says she's on the broadcast from Jacobtown. Evelyn, how are you doing?
Love to Jim.
So Zakama says she's calling as well from Ghana'sville. Negan I know I we're trying to set up for the appearance now of the honorable lawmaker, Eugene Colley of Bon County. If your text messages are coming in right now, if the messages are here on our live Facebook feed, I'll read them for you. But better say send your messages to 086680373 or 0770560560. I'll read them for you. Who have the time to go on social media and have no data. The two numbers are 086680373 or 0770560560. Let me say good afternoon to the call. Duplo Budoyen. He said, good afternoon, my video live time. I'm watching on Central Monrovia. Duplo Budoyen. Mana Rose Baker, the captain, former captain of the Liberia National Police. I'll read your message without let me go now and welcome my distinguished brother, Bon County representative, Eugene is here as my colleague. Welcome, my dear brother.
Thank you, Jala. Thank you so much.
How have you been, man?
Yeah,
the last time I saw you was when you came home, and we passed by each other just before we spoke. While I was with Johnny that day.
Oh,
we
okay.
had a conversation every day.
Okay.
And this is my first time seeing you, in this light. We just passed. I couldn't record the name and the face to match the name with the face called Eugene Colley on today's date. How are you?
Yeah, thank you. So I'm okay. It's good being here this afternoon to discuss issues relevant to our country.
How is your district? What district do you come from?
So I represent District Number 5, Bon County.
Mm-hmm.
That is the Katitan, Patawi, Swakoko, Watala. This is Swakoko and Yidikwale.
Wow, so you get some resources in your district. Patawi is not a small place, though.
Oh yeah, sure, you're right. Patawi is one of the heartbeats of Bon County.
Mm-hmm.
We try to see how we can put it in place there, but we're waiting for December. Yeah.
And what happens in December? You have a plan?
Yeah, we have a plan. Yeah. Some issues there with the lady who is taking care of the place and the citizens. We try to handle it, so it hasn't been done. So we decided that for 5 years initial contract in December. Then of course we can pick up on that.
Then I hear people every time I'm going to Patawi to see the waterfall in SYZ. What is it? Is it that you have a managerial problem there? You're not living up to the expectation of the people and the lawmakers and the local administration?
Yes, so there are some conflicts there right now where she signs an MOU with the citizens and she downplayed an MOU and signed another one with the EPA. So that's why she has been using for some time. If I should explain that to you right here, in detail, of course, we wouldn't discuss
Okay.
what we came from. So,
Yeah, we'll find time for that.
yeah, next time.
But is she one of your citizens?
I she's one regency, so I don't know what you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so how do people fare in the district? What have been your contribution back to the people since you left? Since you got elected, what's the camaraderie between you and your people?
So I was just in my district a week ago where I toured from Watala, Penga, Voloblai, Tirata. So I had to walk 1 hour distance from Joketan, where I'm from, to Plymouth, and pick up from there all the way to Clan. I went and slept to Koni, where they gave me the deal by Padale.
By Palele. How do you
The corn that would grow just on determination.
Okay.
So where they gave me the name, I had to go sleep there. We had some culture dance, dance in the night. I also walked along with them. We came to Brentana, and we had a very great meeting there. So unfortunately, I had to rush back to North Carolina because of the wheelbarrow at the community.
Oh, you were there when they started.
Sure.
So you are not come back this time. We have been doing some videos and around.
Very serious note. I could have said that I betrayed the speaker.
Now let's go to the suspended piece to which we have called you, Eugene Colley. You have been one of those who put Speaker Kofa as the threat to remove him have been so very heavy on Capitol Hill. Tell us your participation in what happened on the first day of the fight when Thomas Fowler attempted to sit as deputy speaker to conduct business. So what really went wrong that day?
So that's the issue. Let me first inform the public that I served as the mobilization chairperson to elect Konadi Kofa as a speaker in January.
All right.
And so after being elected, I have primaries that are going to go by the rules of law. And when I was involved, I got this call that, of course, there were some plans against the speaker. So I took to cut short my activities, and I came. After walking from place to place, and the very night I came, tomorrow is section. I was so tired, and I decided that, look, I shouldn't go for session of everything. But a few minutes where they scrapped me for me to go to section, and when I got to section, I noticed that there are some fishy things that happened. It was on a Tuesday. So the speaker was still away. Yes. I said, look, there are things happening unusual. So I think there is a need there to inform the deputy speaker to adjourn section. Because almost those our colleagues who should be in section were like us are trying to solicit signatures for what we did not get a clarity. So immediately he sent text to deputy speaker, and of course we adjourned.
You mean the speaker sent text to the deputy speaker?
Yes, to him
to adjourn the
being that we haven't met quorum, so we adjourned, and immediately he did that. So we adjourned.
But on that day, the guys on the other side would not opt to remove the speaker were staying in the chambers.
Yeah.
They were agitating that they
no, I talking about Tuesday.
Okay.
So when we left, we tried to do our background investigation, and we noticed that these guys have gone on 7 plus signature to remove
unknown to you guys.
So before we could start our colleagues have a quick meeting as to what we could do, it was just the next day for Thursday to come back. So we couldn't stay get the rationale for which we remove the speaker. And at that point, we had a little meeting and we said, where we are, I said, I want to send one of our colleagues to go and check. Call them that you want to sign. And let's see what it will be.
Okay.
And that night, the gentleman called in and said, come to Bolivar. He went to Bolivar. But when they said, okay, the guys stay they say across Bowman Bridge. So they come to call you. He came to me to where I was. The moment they called me, they are calling me. I said, answer the call. And he answered the call. He told him, you come to my house. So they drove to Dubo Road to the house. He saw the list. At that time, it was 44 signatures.
44, and you only needed 49.
Yes, it was 44 signatures. So they told him that we have 3 persons already. If you make it 45, they will only be looking for 1 person. The question he asked them, being a CDC lawmaker, he asked them, okay, I'm about to sign. What am I going to get? And they told him, look, we're going to give you 15K right now if you sign. And after a year, of course, we're going to give you, if we are successful in the process, because it's a risky process. After the process, then of course, we'll give you the final stint. Then, to control them now, he said, if you remove as a speaker, who are you going to put in? So he was trying to let you know on them. He said, Richard Cool. He said, no. Tell me it is fair to put there. Because if you say Richard Cool, of course, I won't do it. He said, Richard Cool. It's not okay. Pay your money and I'm not going to sign. And that's how they left.
And that's the CDC college. Yeah. He says stands with the speaker.
Up to now, he still stays with the speaker.
But how then did you allow the other rest to go now?
Okay.
Like the upper tunes,
Yeah,
like
so,
a four.
we will come there. So the next day when we came,
But when you engaged you, they call you.
well, they couldn't call me. Up to now, they would not call me. Chala, I want pressing. If I take my stand in issue, it's difficult that I should revert. So they couldn't call me. So that's the issue. When we came to the floor, we went in Comrade DJ Blue office, and then we said to ourselves, today is the day. In the absence of the speaker, where he has gone to see the folk, we're going to make sure that there will be session today. And exactly where the speaker has said to the deputy speaker, do not have session behind absent. I'm going to try to see how best I can as soon as possible at 4 o'clock in the session. And it's true that usually we talk about session about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once the issue is reporting. All of a sudden, we saw that the deputy speaker was on his way to conduct session at 3 o'clock a.m. And we said no, that couldn't happen. And that's how you saw that, the rat and roll start going on, the man calls from some this guy, other thing, we start going on, and we post stop to them. But that wasn't the issue. Putting stop to them was not just the issue. We had to re-put and re-strategize. Look, we can make use of what our colleagues say that we want to send and we capture the list. Yeah, in less than an hour, we were able to capture the original list with 14,800 USD, right at 4 feet.
So it was the representative from Apollo who got that list that day when you understand.
Yeah, so that's what we did. They called him. He said, where am I going to see you guys? They come to bypass to the used car garage. When we got there, they had left from there and gone to 4th Street. They called him, come to 4th Street. So what we did was we sent him up there. And we were 3 colleagues. We rented one of the cars from the car to use that car so that we know that we are colleagues.
Yeah.
We drove behind him and we parked the car in between Folk and Trash Street.
Yeah.
At that point, when he has gone in the car to receive the money inside, that was the DA.
You rushed there?
Fortunately for us, when we saw him running coming, gentlemen,
he took the money in the sheet.
Took the money and the sheet and he said, gentlemen are happy. And one of the colleagues who was in the car with us said, "Will," and I said, "No, he's not a rogue. He's a lawmaker." I said, "Get in the car, let's go." And that's how we got in the car. Before
with the original
list, up to now, we still have it.
So the majority of the person have the original listing at the time we're talking about.
It's recent time they start to forge people's signatures, saying that they have it. They don't have original. Dead and 100%.
What distinguishes this original list? How do you know the original from the duplicate?
So, our original colleagues who we use to capture the list, of course, sign on the original list, making it 48.
And they only needed one more to
remove the speaker. Bro, if the guys had been given a chance to enter in chambers or to come at the grandstand of the building, they could have done what they needed to do at that very day. But thank God that God gave us the idea that we could use our very day to capture that delivery. So
now,
that's how the whole team brought up, and you see that today is coming on, things are dragging to LACC for investigation. That's how it all started.
Let me recognize the guys who joined us. I will come to ask because one of your colleagues, family, not family, but from Bond County, Mr. Colette says that this man is very old. He cannot fight. He said, "I'm very huge. I got body the man. I'm a weak man." And I mean, you want to get your whole thing here and put it back to the list for you.
Those are excuses he tried to find during the period that the guy took this list from them, and he wasn't victims because when the guy opened the door, he tried to hold the guy by his shirt. Luther Collins gave him elbow.
That's too much of honorable men fighting
on his team. So we have left journalists on there, and they ask people that are in the test, and they say yes, the transaction took place right here. We saw the man coming out of the car wrong.
Really?
With the money shaking his hand. So how can he come and say he's a young man? Luther Collins is not old. In fact, the man is physically fit. More than he do. So that's a myth. Even physically, he cannot afford Luther Collins. So let's leave that.
Okay, let me welcome Mr. Jesus all over. Say good afternoon, Liberia. I'm watching you from thanks for the thanks to George Manawia. They're getting there. 40 AM says good afternoon, big brother Jala. And a pleasant good afternoon to the people of Grand Cayman County. My name is Fode Mohammed Kako, political Nyang, watching from Research Center in Cloud Town at the movement for the intellectual exchange of MIE. Then another guy sent me this text from a news show about the National Disaster Management. He says, let me read it. He says, it's long. Good afternoon, CM brother. Thanks so much for talking up for the talking point. I actually like the comment on the National Disaster Management. We brother Jala, I live in the community beyond Tifa High School, and my community was affected by the flood. The NDC sent people in our community and they wrote down our particulars, but since they left, some of us have not heard anything about it again. So hearing from you that they have received about $20 million US, I wanted to please do the needful. So we that were affected could benefit as well. Thanks so kindly for affording me the opportunity. My name is George E. Cooper. George, thank you very much. Let me read the next comment coming in. This one says, good evening, Jala. My names are J.B. Mano Kriate, the Chief Executive Officer of the Movement of Strategic Thinkers for Democratic and Good Governance of Liberia, National Vice Chair for Youth Affairs of the United People's Party. Let me say this to the Speaker from the Copa that the Liberian people our view and the rule of law to the end, and let me use this time to call on Liberians to stand by the rules of law. Next peaceful march is coming up soon. Yes, thanks for that. Let me see this one. Okay. All right. So Eugene, where we are now, we had a political movement. I say where we are, I'm talking about the country. Now, they have listed, the guys from the Manchester block have listed many of you for you to appear before them. You may not be the one, but some of you to appear before them. Get in there. To appear before them in the next session because you obstructed the movement with them into the joint chambers. You lock the place and you have a problem with you. Will you appear before them? And even, let me ask the second question. They are also requesting some of the guys that you guys are accused, and Mo Ali, the transport minister, to appear before them in the next sitting. How do you see this call by these lawmakers? What will happen if these people who are called, I mean, from the other side, from the executive, appear before them? What do you think will happen?
Thank you. So let me answer the first question. I want to say this clear. The deputy speaker does not have right to summon me and my colleagues for their meeting. The deputy speaker made right in place of the speaker when the speaker is not in country, or if the speaker gives him the authority that he should preside. But whereas you left the original chambers and you went to the joint chamber and requesting Eugene Collins to appear before you, I see that as a disrespect to the people of this country, and I'm not going to listen to that.
You will not listen to that.
I'm not going to listen to him because he himself knows that he's error.
But they were asked to appear before the speaker's gavel on Tuesday, which they didn't do, but chose another venue, which is the John Chambers. They made the call. And my second question was that if Mali, who is the Minister of Internal Affairs, appears with Mo Ali and the Transport Minister on the gavel of the Deputy Speaker, what do you think will happen constitutionally?
That's authenticate that the accession that Mo Ali for the water and silver, who they say he gives, allegedly gives some money of the speakers are removed. If he will appear before them, that's authenticate that indeed he gave that money. But I'm not sure, as a clan he may be, he will sit and allow few group of people to control him, bringing him to popularity in the name of coming so that we can show like people that we have authority now, people are not appearing for us. And that's what they want to do. Can we get a human? It won't be strange. Because we know that a few months ago, seditions lashed at the deputy speaker for attending his program right after he gave him authority to give sedition in local country. Then he should go and appear. That also tells.
So did you have problem with him as a sedition lawmaker when he appeared at the Mali's where he was in?
All sedition had problem with him.
Did he voice out? Why did he voice it out?
Did. Because of the local kind of solidarity, that's why they stay carrying on.
So did you see that as the start of the betrayal, which you quote unquote say?
And that was the beginning of the betrayal. Let me tell you something. I saw that some people, some of our colleagues, the likes of Anthony Williams, the likes of what do you call him, Sam Jala, signing that. I want to be very clear. I'm sure that those guys did not read the narrative of the resolution. And that's the reason why they went on signing. Other than that, where what counts is that the speaker set a committee or WASH, the next committee called Science and Technology. That which Anthony is hearing, I want to believe that if they have had informed that, or if he has read the narrative of the resolution of this or the signature, he could never sign. I want to believe that.
So some guys did not read the resolution, just signed because on the sign.
Of course, 85% of them did not read the narrative of the resolution. They brought it, the flying sheet to them, sign, and this is what you receive. And I want to be very clear, based on our investigation, some of our colleagues too did not receive money from them, but they signed. But they signed on the
some of the police who are on the side.
Yes. Some of them voice that, because I know.
But if they know none that money was paying, they may get asked for their own money.
That's the reason why some of them receive a signature and say that yes, of course, we signed, but we didn't receive money. We know about that.
Now, if the guys who are on the opposing side decide to come and assemble before the speakers gather, maybe on next Tuesday, do you think they will get the required number to remove the speaker? And what are the processes leading to the removal of a speaker? Is it just on one day or what?
I can promise you that whether they come or they don't come, the speaker is a speaker for the next 6 years or for the remaining 5 years. I'm saying this. And if they come to section to solicit the remaining number, the rest of the that already standing by the law in this republic, they can never get one.
Really?
I'm telling you, they can never get one.
So you say you're not getting this fight?
Instead of them that number going up, the number is depreciating. And you are aware that one person just joined us.
And one person also left and went to that side.
So we knew that this one person, which is the deputy speaker, was uncounted. But for the new state, he has to respond, or they had to argue the number of section. So for now, the number in Texas can never be depreciated, but rather to add up.
And you got the political will, you think you can do that?
Watch and see. A few days.
From now to next week Tuesday.
From now to next Tuesday, the thing that will happen,
you can get number to conduct normal businesses at the house.
No, we may not get the number, but I'm telling you the number will increase.
But the number increasing means that you have the power to do business, which a lot of people want you to have.
So the number can move from 30 to 31 or 32, but that's not saying reach the number not to occur. So I'm telling you that the number will increase.
Eugene Colley is our guest. He comes from the CDC Legislative Caucus. You see, he comes from Bon County. It's my guest. Now, the hula palo in the CDC is getting bigger, is widening by the day. Your political leader, George Weah, has released a statement. Yesterday, one of your former colleagues, Mr. Akaraswe, voiced out that Mr. Thomas Fala should be expelled from the CDC because he has betrayed the party. George Weah sees it. He says, "Can I expel him now? He needs to be accorded a due process, which I think is needed. He must submit himself to the Grievance and Ethics Committee. And after we have seen that he's found guilty, we can actually expel him." Where do you stand on these matters?
So, thank you. You know, the former president is someone who believes in the rule of law. And this is the reason why he said, do not just expel the man, but suspend his membership and then refer the case to the Grievance and Ethics Committee so that they can look into the matter, and if he's found guilty, of course, he'll be expelled. And this is what the deputy speaker have failed to do at the level of the first legislature by giving the speaker a due process.
And the party wants to give due process.
Yes.
And he doesn't want to give the speaker due process.
So the party believes in law, in the rules of law. The party believes in the rules of law, and there's a reason why he gives a due process. But for him, He wants to get at the top, but other means of enjoying or crop. And that is unacceptable in our democracy. You cannot do that.
Now, what happens in the case that Mr. Thomas Fala presides over the majority of black lawmakers and they succeed in removing Speaker Kofa? Does he stand a chance of becoming Speaker proper, or will he remain in his seat as the Speaker and the rest of the guys can vote for Speaker?
So our rule says when a speaker is moved, either by death or whatever, or resignation, the deputy speaker shall die not more than 6 days and conduct election for speakership. So that does not mean you will be a speaker. No, he still being the deputy speaker, conduct day-to-day session, and then conduct election. That's the rule. So that doesn't mean that he will be speaker. No, I want to make it very clear.
So, in the case of Hans Bachu, who was there when the former speaker Nuke was not Nuke, but Tala was moved, he saw that he would become the next speaker. But yes, the guys voted for new speaker, which was Nikwe.
Of course, that's what I don't want to say. Because if you have gone already huge sum of money to spend to be speaker, at the end of the day, you did not succeed. You know what it leads to? That's a bad precedent. Today, where is our former colleague? They so rest in peace. So I think the evidence people need to rethink and come back to status quo so that we can move together.
You think he already come back?
Well, I don't know whether he
what went wrong? What went wrong, Mr. Eugene Colley? That many of your colleagues have just crossed over the way they crossed over, and you never lost one of them just the way you did it.
So let me come to that. These are people that are under the direct jurisdiction of the deputy speaker.
Okay.
He had, in the house you must.
So meaning that the earlier comments and accusations against him from Marvin Cole and promote that indeed he was behind this mastermind. It was true that he started LSS. That he induced the police to cross.
Do you know when they started? They started signing the resolution in May. The speaker was elected in January. In May, you start to sign a resolution to remove the speaker. So it was premeditated. For now, the Liberians know that it's not because of all the good values we try to go for now, but it is because of the action need that at the very beginning they said that we will remove the speaker and started signing those documents.
Okay, let me read some of the comments coming in. Fatu Koli from Ghana, Bon County says she's following. She said, "My name is Fatu Koli, texting from Bon County. Thanks for that song you played." And I know that the PCK song, she says she loves it. Dr. Thomas David TLA Jr., good afternoon, Mr. Grayfield. I'm following from AMU campus. Thanks to Representative Eugene J.M. Colley for the clarity. Sam H. Tico, good afternoon, Voice of Liberia. I'm watching from Bon County, David Town. Mark Wallawa, I'm following you from my place of work around the street. On the quality, we are with you on the side of the law. Then James N.F. Jackson, he says, on the region calling you are strong. He puts a sound of a muscle of that somebody is really strong. And let me see if I can read other comments here. This one says, "Big brother Jala, my name is Lloyd O'Wille, and I follow you from the Carwell resident in New Georgia." That is Lloyd O'Wille saying that to me. But send your comments, I'll read them for you. It said, "Good day, my friend and brother Jala. I'm J. Dabed II from Broadway City, Moravia, and keep the show on." He goes to say, Look, this country is getting hard and hard. The way members of the House of Representatives are proceeding, the budget need to be passed to all government workers who get pay and others who have to be employed. Thanks for that. Let me read Prince P. Cover. The Deputy Speaker does not have the authority to summon fellow members for stopping him from entering the chambers to preside over the removal of the Speaker. The procedure for addressing such issues are typically governed by the rules of the legislative body and will involve formal processes such as committee investigations or resolutions passed by the House. That's what Prince K. Cover is saying. Now, we are here at this junction now, Representative Colley. Do you see an end coming closer to this matter? Now, the Speaker says you'll not step down, and your police from the majority will not leave. They are quite to removing. What do you think? Are we getting somewhere, or is the crisis stay in the long haul?
Well, thank you. So, the only way I think there can be an end to this process, I think the key there has to be some key stakeholders to get into it. The president, though he has said he's not into this, but the issue is who is funding the guy stay.
Who is funding that? Who is funding it?
Yeah, so that's the question. We are asking.
And I'm also asking you, we may have an answer because we some hands pointed. And the Deputy Speaker as well. And even the Vice President.
We are told that few years ago, some of them started carrying money. All of what people said that father was behind, the brain behind it, and we said it was like, he just authenticated that. But fight that. He left the original to go to the John Chamber to join the guy. It means that he's one of the forces behind it. And people are using him.
Who are the forces?
There are people from the Senate using him.
They want to call some of the names.
He wants to realize that even if I'm saying Funani Kofa will be removed with the majority, he cannot be speaker on the Wasco of the Unity Party people. That is clear. They have gone promising.
So what do you think he's fighting for now? If he says he knows that, then what do you think is the problem that he's fighting the speaker allegedly?
So I'm saying this, but he thinks that of course he can be speaker by any means. And that's what I'm saying. No, he cannot be, because there are people who want to use his head to rose their pen, and at the end of the day, you'll be left at the wayside. This is wrong, bro. It's wrong.
Now, who are the guys in the Senate who are using allegedly using Mr.
If you check the Facebook page of Jacob Kolba, he has the name of the vice president, on the name of Prince Moy, on the name of other guys, who he said they are some of the great behind the removal of the speaker. I think Nuku is also on tape. He's also on tape.
I listened to a voice he played when he talked about the representative from Magibi Ato Rare is given a lucrative position, and then she's given $800,000 in the budget for one of the commissions in this country being used by her husband as wisely. How does that interplay with what he said that he is actually behind it? He might be making some allegations, but he's not behind it.
I'm seeing that. Or he on play. Saying that's what you just quoted. So I'm not saying 100% in case, but I'm saying we heard him on play. So there are people from the Senate that also the brain behind this whole thing. And I think they are driving this country in the wrong direction. Liberia is all Liberian. They cannot allow people to suffer. You take few lawmakers, you carry them to the hotel, you put them there, everybody, you put them, go for a meeting. After the meeting, get back in your car, go to the hotel. Is that why we were elected for? No. We need to do the needful. Come back and make sure to do the laboratory job.
Are they staying in a hotel?
They are staying in the hotel. Where will they go?
What do you think is happening is they don't trust that. They don't trust the guys who have that. on that side.
I
There are
think
some people will slip away from them.
I think that they don't trust some of them, and the only way they feel they can hold them is by keeping them somewhere, and you use 150 USD for each person daily.
Mm.
You calculate that money by week, it comes in by 2 weeks, you will know how many money is spent. Besides the money spent, besides the loss, the and calculate the 15,000. Then of course you will know when Liberia is drowning. And I'm not sure that Liberians are wishing for this. This is not the reason why the president need to come out. And that's what President Weah said last time. What President Weah said, when I was the president, I made sure I stabilized before the parliament so that no one will function that place. But today, see what happened? I think the president needs to wake up. And for what we're hearing, were those guys to succeed over the speaker, the next place they will go is the Senate. Normally should be ready to face our own battle. If they are successful over normally, the next area they will be going is the president. The president needs to wake up. The president of the Republic of Liberia needs to wake up. Because these guys are not up for the betterment of this country. They want to destabilize everything, and they feel that they can control the president because he's silent in the process.
All right, let me read a few of the comments now. We'll take some calls. I will activate the phone lines.
Hits.com.
Let me recognize some of the guys who are joining us on our live Facebook feed right now. Amos actually took our seat and said, "Good evening, Mr. Griffith. I'm watching you from Congo Town. Let's continue to keep the peace." And that's what I say always. Jala Griffith, chapter 1:1. Let's talk and never shall we fight. Tanu Jigwe says, please take note, following a recent decision by the Social Justice in Chambers to declare the writ of prohibition request about Speaker Kofa, Representative Musa Belede took to social media, announcing plans to appeal to the full bench of the Supreme Court of Liberia. This has raised questions among the public about the feasibility of such an appeal. In response, the judicial spokesman Amrusma clarified the situation during a call in on OKF, and he said two main points. I want to read all. And Tana Jibbe goes to say, okay. Keep your calls coming, keep your tests coming in. I will activate the phone lines for you now. Congratulations, Brabi and Bar. Good evening, Mr. Grayfield and Uncle. The Speaker General Fonadi Kofa must at all costs he should resign. Why should group of legislators violate the laws of the country? Now wanting to give GFA a due process, but one for another citizen to subject to the law of the land. That's Brabi Emba. Send your text messages, send your comments here. I'll read them for you. With a time of 15 minutes to 5 o'clock. I will just enjoy this music for a while. And as Eugene joins me to say congratulations to everyone that was in Liberia.
Hey, I can see. All the good God I do for me, oh. I pay a blessing to plant me and I can oh. I can see. All the good God I do for me, oh. I pay a blessing to plant me and I can oh. You open door, you made a way. Make my enemy cry and say, they want to hold down me. I listen people next say, you late to that. Let me know they telling me okay. They open it up to said it. See how you coming down for good things they went up well. The grace I carry on your book, they teach it and do well. Congratulations.
And this is Voice of Liberia. The frequency is 104.1. But keep playing the cash giveaway on Voice of Liberia. Star 709 star 90 hash. Play with 200 LD and win 20,000 Liberian dollars. Right after the show, the young people will come and do the draw. Star 79 and star 90 hash. Play with 200 LD and win 20,000 Liberian dollars. It's on Voice of Liberia and the nation's heavenly day. Honorable J. Marvin Cole has joined me. So I'm here. Are you in the building here? I didn't get your acquiescence earlier, but he's here can join calling. So just have some conversation. I know he's following the show. Let me acknowledge the presence of Honorable J. Marvin Cole and Prince Q Corner. Is that the representative of Bon County? My friend and brother from Better Church? Prince Corner said, Liberia. Now we know that those lawmakers are now in the interest of the Liberian people. From Prince Q Corner on top of the nation. Okay, that's different Prince Corner. Joseph Wyatt Colley Sergeant. Thanks to Honorable Eugene Colley and the rest of the lawmakers who are standing with the speaker. And by the way, the law is our God and it must be respected.
Vibes with originalhits.com.
Oh, yes, welcome. Let's take some calls now. 07090797. I had the numbers to call me right now on the show here on the Bits and Pieces on Voice of Liberia 104.1 on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Let me take the first caller. Welcome, caller. What's your name? Where do you call from?
Hello?
Yes, welcome. You have 30 seconds.
Hello, thank you for the nice afternoon. My name is Othello David.
Othello Davis, welcome, sir.
Thank you for the representation. Thank you for the representation. These guys are just wasting their time. Someone I want to be vice president to Jeremiah 2029.
How you get our information, man?
Hey, bro, I tell you, 22 a lot. I let go home there. So we control the House of Representatives, get their own speaker, what the budget comes. They will put their own money for the campaign.
Wow. All right. You got a card to see yes, you never know it too. All right. Thank you. The next caller, welcome. You are live. Let's hear you. David King again.
Thank you.
The man who monopolizes my show here. Welcome.
Let me say good afternoon to my Corey, how you doing?
I'm okay, brother.
Thank you. You see, Eugene is a very smart young man. And we did not let him to go over there and be learning. And this is the reason why you see he's very much strict with the issues. And you know, I think God blesses our district because he has not made our people sing. He before he to national leadership, he was a leader before, all right, but he was on a national thing. So there's a program he wants to do from the private sector onto government. I think those attributes speak a whole lot.
Okay.
And I'm calling to commend you, to salute you, to continue to stay with you.
Thank you.
I said, according to my detail, that Honorable Father Jeremiah was 90 years to the evening, and they have elected.
Okay. Thank you for that information you said earlier the other day. Hello, welcome to the next caller, 30 seconds. Yeah, welcome, sir.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to participate.
Okay,
yeah, thank you for the topic of the discussion. I want to share, thank you. You know, the topic that we already know the merit out. So I'm calling for district 8.
Okay.
We just want to tell our lawmakers, we never put him to go and do the good thing. We never put him to go and be like that in our LJ to be enjoying his death. Because we are putting our signature together. We are putting our signature together. We try to see how best to get a 10,000 or 9,000 signature.
So going to as Representative but remember, you will do a signature for this. The same signature you to go kill the same people to vote against their friend. Don't you think it will be a waste of time?
No, it's not a waste of time. They are doing it to us. It's not right. Our law makers are to come with students. We are the one that fought the bill. We are the one that got it because of our high quality to get there.
Okay.
We're all in the rain, we're all in the storm.
All right.
For them.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Abraham D. calling my member. I'm watching you from my resident. Then this tester said this one. He says, good evening, Jala. My name is Emmanuel rather the chief executive officer of the movement of strategic thinkers for democratic and good governance of Liberia, national vice chair for U affairs of the United People's Party (UPP). Let me say this to Speaker Kofa, that the Liberian people are with you in the rule of law to the end, and let me use this time to call on Liberians who stand by the rules of law. The next piece of mass is coming up soon. All right. So welcome. Thank you. Let me take the next caller here. Welcome.
Good evening, Jala.
Good evening. We have 30 seconds.
Yes, Samuel, we are calling on this thing about now.
Mr. We are welcome to this show.
Jala, you see, this is happening when you put on serious bunch of people somewhere, you get this type of result. I thank God is represented, every representative of District 9 and that of District 5, they are purely focused representatives of the people. Thank you. Those candidates, we will come back to the mainland. Thank you.
All right, the next caller, welcome.
How are you, sir?
I'm okay. Go ahead, let's hear you.
You are talking with critical thinker important impact.
Okay. Okay, let's go.
Let me just say this to you. As a people, I want to tell you the topic for not discussion. So what is going on now? We have the propensity to bring the country to a place. And right now should not take it right. Because if a country exists outside of the rule of law, we give us the anarchy combination of the state. The other thing, the process of democracy, and the rule of law to be a capital factor in the governance process. Now, what I want to say, all of this is law makers, become part of the constitution and the council. The citizens don't constitution. They will not allow them. They didn't get into their constitution because it empowers them, because they are empowered to the state. They empower them anger, empower them because about that. Whenever constitution of this house is to go back to their constitution and the church of the bar, they come back and say that they got our people. Our people have failed to talk about that. We should take great action. When they protect those people who are trying to do the law, they are not using the process. You do not have that. They even know the people that you want to move it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. The next caller, welcome. Hello, welcome. You here on the Business Show on the Voice of Liberia. Hello, caller. Are you there? All right, keep playing this cash giveaway. Star 99 star 90 hash with $200 and you win $20,000. Right after the show, you guys will do the draw. Welcome to the next caller. Welcome.
Good evening.
Is that Ruben Connie?
Yeah, this Ruben Connie.
Your voice sounds so distinct, so I know it very well.
Thank you for recognition. I'm breaking down, especially when it comes to constituency that I lost. That the entire life of me is replaced with it. And when I see it, I saw it first. It was huge. Now it is cracking. But like that, those who see today, no matter what, I think it will be time now. Those things that they see that they are wrong, it will be destroyed in God. But to publicly, for the person of people to say, before people to be really responsible, having some maybe when you
And many of them use Judas' name to go where they are. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me tell you last call. Welcome. Let's call welcome.
Yeah, Jara, this is done. I told you to support with the borough.
Rufus, welcome, my friend.
Yeah, now people get who is the honorable thing?
Eugene Colley from Bon County. He stands on the speaker side. And they say they stand by the law.
I owe loyalty to that country. I'm not from I'm from Greg's here. My mother from this part. From my uncle, they were super of Bon County. He was well loved by the body. The late barracks is in people.
Okay.
Yeah, so each time I go to Banga, I don't pay. But your ways is your week. So I want to commend the people of Bon County are competent. People are loyal back. Sons and daughter of that country. I got one statement for is that the rule and all of them at the lower house?
No, the chair Energy and Natural Resources.
Yeah, because the guy with the rule and all of the lower house, I commend there was yesterday that there are some security threats towards them. When I was there today, I found my tour around my road. The lawmakers that support the speaker, they have to be protected by police. But those lawmakers who are making it, how they protected by the police?
You're right.
So the speaker has the power to stop the police director. Look, if it due process, it is time that we are going to go to due process. Due process to stop the bush. So
all right.
Of course.
Thank you so very kindly. Mr. Brady Mba is getting along. Coming by April, our colleague says, Honorable Speaker is a good leader. No man will concede him until 2029. I'll just read a portion of Brady Mba's coming after the power struggle of the House of Representatives. I hope there will be some amendment in our law to reduce their tenure to 4 years and making them more accountable to their constituencies and parties instead of taking their positions as their personal properties. Thank you. Prince O'Connor says, good evening, Voice of Liberia. Let me inform Honorable Fala that we are getting ready for him when wickedness is not for the person, one person from Prince O'Connor. Let me get to you. You listen to the callers. Apparently, everybody is in single view.
Yeah, so I'm not sure there were any questions, please.
Yeah, people just commented. And
what I want to say in my parting comment, right? So we always people to make use of Article 7 of Constitution.
What does this say?
In the event of a vacancy, legislation, cause, death, resignation, portion, or otherwise, the presiding officer shall, within 30 days, notify the election commission. Thereof, the election commission shall not more than 90 days thereafter caused by election held. Provided that where such vacancy occur within 90 days prior to holding of general election. So let me say this. I think that time
so 30 days, does that include certain days or every day that passes?
Every day that passes, 30 days. So in 30 days, period, the speaker, the Constitution gives you the authority. If those guys cannot come,
your colleagues,
cannot come to session, to regular session, and stay there within 30 days, he has the right to write NEC declaring that he's vacant.
Then what happens by election?
Oh, yes, sure. And,
does the country have such a money for such?
Well, if the country never had money, they couldn't be taking money and giving such money to one lawmaker. So if you cut the money that they have used to like the hotel, and it once given to them, it can even conduct more than 100 elections in this country, so they can do that. And I want to say this. Our rule 7 said the speaker shall perform the following duties.
Okay.
Call the Honorable House representative to order at the commencement of each day. It shall proceed to business in manner prescribed in these rules. The law gives the speaker the right to conduct session. The law does not say the deputy speaker should leave the speaker in the next session and go for one meeting. He calling it session. No, that is against the rule. And I can tell the Liberian people that the speaker, General Forenco, is not going to resign. He will not resign. And at the end of the day, though the court has declined, the right of probation. Though they have declined the right of probation and asking our court to go ahead, but we know that it is now highly political.
The ruling came out this afternoon.
Oh yes.
Wow, I've not seen that.
The government is in possession.
And what is it? What is this thing?
So they are saying that the prohibition placed previously that our police should sample to the joint chamber, putting input to that at the time. Now they are saying they are unable to continue with such. Right now, they should return and do their work. So that means right now,
meaning when they say go and do your work, means that they should go back in the joint chambers.
They should go back in the joint chambers. So that means policy have been played within the
judiciary,
and they no longer have the right to pursue this case.
So don't you see that as a stab in the back of the block?
Setback. This is a complete setback to our democracy because they are now downplaying the constitution in the judiciary that should be the one to interpret. If they can now be downplaying the constitution, tell me, Jack, where are we headed? Where is this headed? This is wrong. We need to rethink so that Liberia can be on top. We can follow the rule of law within this country. Thank you so much.
Eugene is one country representative. He's been on the show here on this. My friend and brother Trokum Soma, the manager of the Total Gas Station there on Brooklyn Road, is in China. He's following the broadcast here. But don't forget to play the giveaway. *7 and *90# play with 200. You win 20,000. I have been a nation's heavenly J. Remember Jala Griffin chapter 1 verse 1. Let's talk and talk and talk and never shall we fight. Fighting shall never be our portion. Have a good day. Thanks to my producer, Mr. Weir, for being on my side this afternoon. Tomorrow is Saturday. I will see you when you see